And make sure we're live over there. Let me just make sure we're going live here. There's always going to be a delay.
There it is.
There it is. And make sure we're live. Oh, that was going to create an echo like all hell. Mama T, I'm excited as well. So thanks everyone who joined. We're here to answer questions about the middle class hedge fund. And it's look, I would have done this on TikTok, but they're not currently letting me do lives. So I figure I'd come over here where we can actually speak our mind. It'd be nice. I just want to make sure you could see me. I'm on a delay. When I'm trying to view what's going on, I'm on a delay. But so you doing okay over there?
Barely.
But I can tell you guys, it's so this is something that just came from an idea I had one day, and I just cannot believe that it has blown up to the way it is and that we're actually going to be doing this. Like, that was very surprising to me that it's actually progressed this fast, and now here we are about 2 months away from actually launching it. So what I want to do is I want to give you guys a chance to ask the questions you want to ask, because again, it's a little difficult in the TikTok comment section to be able to answer your guys' questions one by one. So I figured it'd be better to hold it live so we could actually talk about it and actually give you guys the answers you're looking for. But I have seen the excitement. I think the original 40,000 slots, I think we're going to fill them up very fast, which is super exciting and scary as fuck at the same time. So, but I definitely want to be able to answer your guys' questions. So looks like we got about 10 people in here so far. So questions do you guys have about the middle class hedge fund? Now, obviously it's not a hedge fund, technically, because hedge funds have a limit on the amount of people that can join, and we're not going to limit the amount of people that can join it. So my best thing is, what can I help you guys with? What questions can I answer? Come on now. Y'all can't be shy. Nobody who follows me on TikTok. If you follow me on TikTok, you damn sure ain't shy.
You can start by just talking about it. Like, what makes you most excited?
Yeah, it's true. So honestly, what makes me so excited about this isn't it's not an opportunity to make just a ton of money. It's not the idea. If you want that, that's what you go to normal mutual funds for. They'll give you your 4 to 6% and you'll be okay. $500 buy-in. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. And okay, how would the logistics behind voting work? Awesome question. So here's the logistics of the voting. So you'll have 2 opportunities to vote on everything, right? So the first opportunity is on how we invest. What will happen is our fund manager will develop 5 different investment vehicles that we could get into. Some of those are a little riskier. Some of those are lower risk. Some of them have higher yields. Some of them have lower yields. They're all good. All our investments are going to be in America, but you'll have 5 options. And before we invest anything, we will put that out as a vote to every single person who's a member of the fund. You will have a 7-day period to vote. You get 1 vote. Everybody gets 1 vote, 1 voice, 1 share, right? So you'll vote, and that's what we'll do with the investment. Now, after the first 6 months, what we'll do is we will calculate our profits, and then what we'll do is 25% will be divided upon everyone as far as dividends. It'll be split equally between everyone. Nobody gets more than anyone else. And then the remainder of the profit outside the operating costs will be dedicated to basically doing good. And for that, again, we will develop 5 to 10 different options of starting a scholarship fund or rebuilding a school or rebuilding a neighborhood. I mean, guys, the possibilities are endless. But whatever we do, we will put it out as a vote to everyone. And again, you'll have 7 days to vote. And then whatever you guys decide we do with the money, that's what we do with it. So it'll be, wonderful, And you said, do you know when you will be accepting deposits in April? I'll be out training March through April to so
16th, I think.
So yes, we have a projected launch date of April 16th. It will not be before April 15th. So you'll be perfectly fine. Yeah, Manuel, you'll be perfectly fine. It will not be before the 15th. We're shooting for the 16th, but I can tell you that there is a lot of legal stuff we're jumping through, a lot of legal hoops. They make it very difficult for people like us to invest. Think it's a great idea not to make profit. We need to get back to the economies of old. Totally behind it. Exactly. Guys, we are going to embarrass these big funds. We're going to embarrass the government because we're going to do things with our investment that they should have done. We're going to do some amazing things. And I thank you for subscribing, Scott. I appreciate that.
They're going to get real mad about it.
They're going to get real mad. There's going to be a lot of butthurt bankers, I can tell you that.
So we definitely have to be prepared for some backlash by these funds that are already in Wall Street, really successful and just doing the shady shit.
And just so y'all know, thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Edward. Thank you, Scott, for subscribing. I appreciate that for everyone. Yeah, and it's going to be, we're going to piss off a lot of people. And you say, okay, let's see. Love this. Thank you, Jackie. And with the dividends, they can be reinvested. Yeah, well, the dividends aren't reinvested. You get the dividends. It's going to be small. Like you got to think, say we have 1 million people in the fund and we make $1 million, you're each getting $1 as far as your dividends. It's not going to affect your taxes. It's not going to throw you off. Take that money. We're taking a percentage of the profit and doing good with it. Take your small profit and that's yours. Right? Don't try to reinvest it. Just that's yours. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dale. Thank you for subscribing, Dale. But yeah, the whole goal is to don't worry about doing good with your money. The percentage of profit we've set aside to do this is what we're going to do good with. GameStop 2.0. Absolutely, Mama T. Look, to me, this is the natural evolution of what should have happened after GameStop. Because the only thing that stopped them was they weren't actually united. They were united in the sense that they all had common goals, but they couldn't talk amongst each other because if they did, that would have been insider trading, right? So now this allows us to do it in a legal way. As a small business owner, I love this. Thank you, Jackie. I mean, that's the goal. Like guys, middle class, just like everyone else. You know, there's more than 200 middle class people in America. Like, think about it this way: with 200 million middle class people in America, let's just say a tiny percentage join this. Let's just say 5 million. That's a $2.5 billion fund on Wall Street. It'll give us a voice and power in a place we've never had a voice before. Can you invest more than 500? Nope. Cannot invest more than 500. Nobody could have more voting power than anyone else. The minimum investment is 500. The maximum is 500.
This is just so that everybody gets an equal voice.
Yes.
In what we do with in the good things that we do.
Is the 500 the max buy-in to keep it fair? Absolutely. It's 500. Nobody can invest more. Here's the thing. If JP Morgan wants to be a part of this, he can buy one share for $500. Let's see. What guarantees will you have to make sure the profit will be used as voted for? Everything is going to be written down in ironclad contracts.
Ooh, can I talk about what I'm most excited about?
No. Wait, what do you mean?
So we're going to have like a spot on, we kind of brainstormed about this the other day. There's going to be a website with like all just everything on it, all like complete transparency. And we're going to have a section on the website for just to document all the good things that we do with the money. So you will see like the percentages of everybody that like 50% voted on this, 40% voted on this or whatever. And you'll be able to see that. And then we will have we'll go interview the people that we have, that we've helped. We'll have video documentation if we build like a park or something. Just say we built a cool park, we will document everything that we've done, and it's in it. I think that part's going to be really special because anybody that's interested in this can just go to the website and go to the what did we think we were going to call it?
No, we're not talking about what the names are. We're not saying that yet.
Okay, whatever.
That's not good.
I came up with a funny little name for the good part, but there will be just a drop down button. You'll be able to go to a page on the website where you can see like the backstory of like a struggling mother that just needed a crib and some diapers. Like you'll be able to see like the interview with her, and you'll be able to see what she like her thanking you basically, and it'll be in depth.
And just to answer some of the questions here,
you will see in depth the good, because that's the whole point of the fund is, number one, to make sure people aren't shady on Wall Street. Number two, to do really, really, really cool shit.
And the beauty, let me answer some of the questions here. So you said, Jackie, absolutely loving this. How can we sign up? Look, we'll be launching mid-April. It'll be a first come, first serve for the first 40,000 people to join. You'll be in the origination of the fund. And then from there, we'll be applying for tier 2 so that we can get up to 150,000 people in. But are we looking for investments similar to the one that hedge funds go after? Or are we looking at investments that hedge funds look over, i.e. small businesses, vacant land, nonprofits? Michael, so here's the cool thing about that. There's going to be a blend when, like I said, the fund managers are going to propose 5 different investment vehicles. Some of them will be in small businesses with a lower yield as a payout to us, as a payout to the fund. Some of them will be a higher yield in the normal Wall Street stuff. Whatever we vote to do with those, whatever we vote to invest in, that's what we're going to invest in. You're going to have control over what we invest in. And then have you started compiling operational costs yet? We have. So that's part of the skeleton we built for it. So what we're doing is, to start, we will have anywhere from 20 to 25% set aside for operational costs, just because we don't know what the SEC is. You can do it on screen. It's YouTube. You can smoke on screen. You can vape on screen. You're fine. She thinks we're still on TikTok. She's hiding her vaping. But the thing is that we don't know what fees and stuff the SEC is going to hit us with. So we're making sure we're prepared and have that on the way. Generally, it'll be a 20 to 25% for operational costs, because we are going to be doing marketing and stuff for it once we get to a different level. Let's see. That's awesome. Leaving a legacy, man. Well, that's exactly the way I look at it. Like I said to her before, I said, this is the legacy that we're going to leave behind. Like, this isn't something that like we get to do and it's fun and we'll just, this could be the thing that I hope that all of us can look back on and look at presently in the future as something that's doing very good in the world, doing very good for America, and that's what I want it to be. I want it to be something that continuously grows and continuously does the job that all these people should have been doing. Why don't we eventually take over BlackRock? Let me just tell you right now, Leanne, it's like you're talking dirty to me. My girl's right here. Don't talk dirty to me like that. But no, it sounds great. I love that. That's a goal, is being able to take over some of these things that the middle class should have control over. There's no talking over BR, unfortunately.
No taking over.
No taking over. Oh, yeah. I would love to get an email or something to sign up. Here's the thing, guys. I will be continuously putting out information about this. You have to understand, in just a month's time, on January 23rd, I made a video about how I wanted to do this. Here we are, less than a month later, and it's already almost built. Like, we're just sorting out some regulatory things, some things that we want to do with the SEC, and to make sure everybody's safe and make sure everybody's protected. But guys, less than a month later, we built this thing. This is happening. Let's see here.
It's so exciting too.
Please protect yourself. You're a revolutionary thinker and will be targeted. The people. People tell me if people show up in black suits, I'm not to open the door. Okay? It's perfectly fine. Just so you know,
he has no intention.
I have no intentions of committing suicide. And if I do come up missing, I want to know where Hillary Clinton was the day I went missing. All right? Assuming investors' input for possible outreach will be considered as long as not personally involved. Absolutely. Absolutely. We will have forums built so that I'll be in there, and the fund managers will be in there, so that we can have sessions where we talk, where you guys give us ideas, where you talk to us about things that are important to you, things that are important to your community. Guys, and everything about this will be 100% transparent. You will know how much money I make. You will know how much money the fund manager makes. You'll know how much money we paid to the lawyer last month. You will know where every single cent of this is going in real time. Let's see. Has Harry showed interest? Look, here's the thing. Harry can buy in like everyone else. This is not about conservative and liberal and leftist and all that stuff. It has nothing to do with it. This is about the American middle class being united. It's not color, it's not creed, it's not religion, it's not political affiliation. This is the middle class having not only a voice in a place where we've never had a voice, but having power there. Revolutionary. Thank you, Jackie. Chris said, how much to get in? The minimum investment is 500. The maximum is 500. You can only buy in one time per social security number, and that you can have one vote, one share for $500. Like I said, if Elon Musk wanted to get in this, he can buy one share for $500. You're going to keep me refreshing all of your pages constantly to make sure I buy it. Well, I love it. It gives me engagement on my account. Keep doing it like that, Michael. Have you worked out how we can join yet? Yes. So it's going to be a website. We will have the entire website set up. It's going to be through a funding website for the initial round. For the original 40,000, it'll be through a crowdfunding site. We're still sorting out which one is going to be best suited to us. And then from there, we will have a actual fund managing site that everything will be done to. Imagine this fund paying for the infrastructure refreshments for the U.S. desperate needs. Yeah. Have you worked? Yeah. What? How you worked? How you can join? Yeah, I already answered that.
Oh.
And then imagine this fund paying for the infrastructure. Yeah. Like imagine with our first 6 months, like here's a crazy thing you got to think about, right? Say we have 40,000 people invested, right? That's the initial thing. That gives us a $20 million fund on Wall Street. Now, let's just say we invest 10 million of that in normal shit, right? And we get the average returns for the market between 4 to 6%. Somebody tell me in the chat, what's 5% of $10 million? Come on, somebody throw it in there. Somebody's doing quick math. Somebody pull out your phone. What's 5% of $10 million?
I'm not even going to try.
No, don't let it go. I want to let them do it.
I wouldn't even know how to do that on a calculator. 0.05. I don't even know. I don't fucking know.
I don't know. Somebody give it to me. Okay, it's $500,000, right? Because 50K. It's 500K, not 50K, right? So 500,000. So what would happen is 25% of that 500,000 would be divided amongst everyone equally. This is if we get the bare minimum in the market. That's so out of that 500K, 25% is divided amongst everyone equally, right? And then the beauty is the other 50% of it. So you're talking 250,000 we dedicate to projects to do good with that we get to vote on what we do with it. Like that's the coolest part. Let me see. What are the eventual goals for dividends and splits between what's being reinvested? So dividends, you're not going to reinvest. Your dividends you take out. Then the remainder of the funds outside of operational costs will be used to fund projects that we vote for. Oh, push it up a little bit. What will the joining process look like? A website with a login? Yes, it'll be a website with a login. You will only be able to buy one share as each social security number. Each person will only be able to buy one share. Now, that doesn't mean that you, your wife, and your kids can't each buy a share, but you will only be able to buy one share per person. Let's see. So no foreign investors. No, this will be open to America, and we're working on whether or not we can open it to Canada. Right? We want to be able to let our Canadian friends in, let our friends in the North who are really freezing.
Oh, that's a good question.
We want to be able to let them in, but we will not let foreign investors in. There is no foreign money in this. And I will assure you right now, we will not invest in anything outside of the U.S. We will not offer anything outside of the U.S.
That's a fantastic. Do you have a career page where we can apply to work for this project?
So we will.
That's
so
really,
that will be
really
on the fund
question.
page. We will have a career page as we continue to grow.
That's a great question.
Just so you know, we will.
That's
How
a
does
great
everyone
idea.
decide what we invest in? What's good for their community state may not help others. Here's the beauty of it, Leanne. So what's going to happen is once we have our first 6 months of profit, the fund manager and us, we are going to go through. You guys are going to suggest a ton of different things. I imagine we're going to get 1 million suggestions. And we're going to take time going through that and decide between 5 to 10 different things that we are going to invest that half a year's profit in. And then what's going to happen is we are going to give every single person in the fund a 7-day voting period to be able to vote where that money goes. And here's the thing: if you feel it's not going to where you want it to, that's fine. You can pull out of it, but we're trying to do good on a massive level, and we want everybody to have the same voice and have the same vote. If things don't go certain investors' way, option to pull out, yeah, you can always take out your 500 and bounce. So do the $1 million investors have more control than the rest? There will be no $1 million investors. Like Dan, let me explain. Every single person who's in this fund will be invested at $500. You cannot invest more. You cannot buy multiple shares. You can't buy multiple votes. You will know that every single person invested in this fund with you invested $500 and has one vote just like you do.
No more, no less. That's why.
And Joe, don't worry. I'm protecting myself. Don't worry. Minimum age requirements. If you are legally allowed to invest in the stock market, you are legally allowed to invest in this.
I don't want dividends. I want things fixed.
No, but here's the thing, Leanne. You have to understand the dividends are the tiny part that legitimately makes the taxes easier on us. Like, let's be real. Like I said, say we got 40,000 people in this fund and we make $80,000. Your dividend will be $2. Take your $2. We're going to take the rest of the money and help people. So a household of 4 all will be able to join. Yes. Yes, James. So all 4 of you can join. That's $312 per. Exactly. The dividends ain't going to be big, Joe. Here's the thing. Guys, if you think you're going to invest in this fund and be rich, this is not your fund. This is not about that. This is about systemic change.
DP, that telegram was not from him.
No, that's not for me, guys. I don't communicate with people on Telegram. That's scam accounts trying to scam people.
Yeah, there are people pretending to be him.
Just join. Hey, Jeremy. So Jeremy, we're working with Jeremy. Jeremy is one of our, I don't know, Jeremy, what's the best way? Like, I'll let you describe yourself.
Is that the guy?
Yeah, that's Jeremy.
That's the Jeremy?
I think he's helping with questions I don't know, but he's also making sure I don't say anything I'm not supposed to, which is good, guys. I need to be reined in. It's perfectly fine. I definitely always need to be reined in. Is there a contingency to make sure one person with a family of 12 doesn't purchase 12 times the voting power? Here's the thing, though. We can only restrict it per people, right? Like, if you got a family of 12 and they all buy in, they all get a vote, right? So there's no way to stop that. But again, what is a family of 12 versus the tens of thousands of people that'll be in this, right? How many people will be checking, balancing this one? So no, well, that's the thing that Jeremy will be doing. Guys, if you see Jeremy Powell in here, he's one of the people we're working with to make this happen. He's the guy that's combing through mountains of data and mountains of SEC regulations to make this happen. Like, I'm a talking mouth. That's it. I'm just blah, blah, blah. He's doing the work. So people like that are what's going to make sure it is done right. Let's see. This is going to be a great thing to look forward to after my 2-week training. Question on the voting. The next year I will be in the Middle East deployed. You'll still, as long as you have an internet connection, you can vote. Like, believe me, guy, as a 10-year veteran who's been overseas in just about every country except Iran, bro, you still be able to vote. I know you got Wi-Fi over there. I know. I installed some of it. All right. And then this is awesome. Can't wait for this to open up. Absolutely same here. And Brett, the reason I asked about the divs is that the fund invests into assets which have divs paid out. I'm assuming those will be held as assets by the fund to grow the value. So Jeremy, would you be able to address Russell's question? Like, even in the chat, if you could just respond to him? Because again, now you're getting into things that are way smarter than me and they fit into Jeremy's thought process. Can my vote match the majority then? I don't know what that means, Manuel.
If the majority is voting a certain way and you also want to vote that way, then yes, absolutely.
So a family of 4 has 4 votes. If all 4 members of that family put in $500, yeah, each person can put in $500. I appreciate that, Hooded Patriot.
Will you ever run for Congress?
I've talked about it. So how long before we can buy a 50, 30K Amazon homes? Brett, let me just tell you. Here was my thought. Let me give you an idea of what I thought. Not 30K Amazon homes for college students. That was an idea I had one on a TikTok. But let me ask you, what my idea was, what if we built a housing, those small homes? What if we built a small housing community right outside a military base for veterans? This way, people that can't drive, they got PTSD, they're not allowed to drive, or they lost their vision, or they lost limbs, they'll be right outside the military base. They have access to the VA, they have access to the pharmacist, the PX, the commissary, and we build that right outside a military base. And then we build those across in different military bases around the world, around the country. Like, how great would that be for veterans, right? That's the thing. Like, guys, if you think in your head the amazing things we can do with this, like, it becomes almost emotional.
That's my favorite part. I actually started to get choked up. I don't know, I think it was yesterday when we were talking about how we're going to be super transparent with the good things that we do, and we're going to have this section of the website, and I was like, I would really love to be a part of that, to write the articles on all the shit that we do, and just to talk to the people whose lives were just not just changed, but we can save people.
Yeah.
And I started to get a little choked up, and that doesn't happen to me. I was just like, this will be so fucking cool for so many people.
And Jackie, what you said, guys, isn't it to get rich? This is to save the middle class. Jackie, it's not even just saving the middle class. It's having the middle class being the biggest swinging dick on Wall Street. Like, think about
Right.
how,
So it's
like, that's the thing is, I don't want people to think small in this. I don't want you to think about, like, oh, the middle class people will be able to invest. No, this is an opportunity for the middle class to not only have a voice in a place we've never had a voice, but be the biggest swinging dick in the room. Like, that's the way you have to look at it.
and also do beautiful things
And like what Michael
for
said,
middle class.
imagine solving the homelessness problem.
Not
Imagine,
just
imagine being the fund that comes in and goes, "Fuck you! You didn't do this. We're going to." Like, and imagine, like, you want to piss off the government? You want to piss off rich people? Do things they promised to do while they were fucking around and never got to it.
imagine the amount of middle class people that are just they're working two jobs. They're paying their rent, their utilities, their food. They're working really, really hard, and then their car breaks down. And their car is just absolute shit now. And they can't drive to work. They can't drive to the grocery store. We can buy them a car. They can apply to receive help from the fund, and
This is if
then
we created the organization that does that.
right, and then we will have a like one of the options to vote for is just to help middle class people. And we will be transparent about all the middle class people that have applied. We can just buy that person a car. And it doesn't have to be like a car. Just we can buy that person a car.
Oh, and Jeremy, by the way, as DP said, we need a countdown clock. When we start getting close, we're definitely going to have a countdown clock. I don't care what it takes to program that in the website, but we are putting a countdown clock onto that thing. We're going to have a website with just a countdown clock. And again, I don't know, again, if you're depending on the benevolence of people, and I only see the malevolence. Here's the beauty, Leanne. You know what is the best way to weed out malevolence is to make it a community. And that's what we'll be. We will be a community vote. So we could have hundreds of shitty people in there. And you know what they're going to get defeated by?
The thousands of good people.
The tens of thousands of good people who want to do the right thing.
And let me tell you, Leanne, the ratio of good people to bad people is extremely uneven.
Contrary to what you see on TikTok.
And the news, and maybe you watch the news, but the goodness in the hearts of people, it outweighs the badness.
And Rebecca, you said, how about housing for veterans with families? That stuff like that will be an option. Like, as a former veteran, as a former, you can't be a former veteran.
I was like,
as
what?
as a veteran myself, I know the value of that. Like, I have so many brothers and sisters who I served with who did not leave the service with either the physical or mental capacity I did, right? And we will have the opportunity that stuff like that will be options about what we spend the profit on, right? That will be part of that fund that allows us to do good for people. And that will definitely be an option. We get a vote on what the other 75% profit goes to? Yes, that's what you vote on, Kason. That's the beauty. It's like I said, 25% will be paid out to everybody in dividends. It will be minimal, guys. Because you have to think, if you have 1 million people in the fund, you make $1 million, everybody gets $1, right? The dividends will not affect your tax bracket. But the benefit is the remainder of the money outside of operational costs is what you will vote on. We will vote on what to do with that money. And here's the best part, guys. This is its own marketing. When we start doing good for the country, we start doing good for people, that's where we get more people, and more people means more investment capital, means more good we can do. Guys, like, being a part of this is something that you're going to be able to talk to your children about. You're going to be able to go to the site and see the amazing things we've done with the profit on this. You're going to get to go, I did that.
I will make sure you can see all the amazing things that happen, because that's my favorite part, is just telling the stories.
Do we get to vote with, let's see, I'm sorry, we outnumber those Wall Street. Damn right we do. Guys, there is 385 million people in this country, and more than 200 million of them are working middle class. There is no reason that we don't run Wall Street.
We can even have like a meet the investors section.
Oh yeah, we'll offer up Jeremy.
We're just meet the investors, where y'all can tell us your stories, and we'll post them on the website. Like, just imagine, like, because after the first good thing we do, the news stations are gonna be like all over it. It's gonna be amazing.
And like, imagine building a wall. Hey, look, that could be an option. Tech and vocab centers focused on young people, teaching skills and changing and charging less to their communities. Exactly.
All right,
Most homeless vets don't live near or at bases; they're in communities. I get that, but
I need to
imagine.
get my notebook. I have a notebook of the good shit.
But imagine we built communities for veterans, those small homes that cost $13,000. Imagine we dropped them next to military bases so they could live close to everything they need. Politicians are making money like crazy on insider information. Why shouldn't we be able to? But that's the beauty, Dave. This isn't going to be insider information. That's what was so problematic with the GameStop stuff, right? Because they weren't united. They weren't a fund that could discuss things internally. The beauty is because we're all going to be in a single fund, we could talk about it as much as we want. Say we got 5 million people in the fund, right? Or in the investment. 5 million people can talk to 5 million people who can talk to 5 million people. Like, that's the beauty, is it's all organic, right? And then let's see, politicians are making money like crazy on insider information. Like, oh, I read that. I'm sorry. Russell, we're going to grow the, oh, Jeremy, thank you. T2T is building a whole community for vets in the Land Lakes. I used to live in Land Lakes. I love that. That's awesome. Love helping people. Love that idea. Thank you, Mama T. Being the fund that tells Congress what to do. Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? Imagine the middle class telling the government what to do, which is how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
Will the buy-in ever change? No. Buy-in will never change, and we will simply add more people to the fund. Buy-in will never change. It will always be 500. No proxy voting. Jeremy, I'm not quite sure what that means. So, Jeremy, could you answer that? No proxy voting? I'm 53 years old at this point. All I know is humans are inherently selfish and self-serving. This is a hedge against the worst impulses of humanity because there's so many people and it's public. You're not going to get to be a bad person.
You need to watch less news.
Understood on the dividends. That's clear. My question is more in terms of value of the fund. In my opinion, service to middle class, the assets held by the fund must continue to increase to affect change. That's true. Imagine doing what the government won't for just $500.
Exactly.
David, that's
exactly the point.
David, like that could be the tagline in a commercial, my man. That could be the tagline. Imagine doing what the government won't do for just $500.
Exactly.
And you're late. I'm on the West Coast and working. Do y'all have a site to sign up? We don't yet. We're in the process of building it.
It's not.
Who is managing
it's not
it?
Launching for another.
What is the
couple
cost,
of
and is
months.
that in line with the others are charging for managing? Yes, it will be in line with what we're doing. But guys, here's the thing you have to understand: for the initial launch of this, it will be 40,000 people at $500 each. That is $20 million. I'm going to tell you right now that the people managing this fund, we are going to pay them accordingly. And the reason we're going to pay them accordingly is I want this to be a priority for them. People make a priority what is able to sustain them. I don't want them to have to worry about doing other things to feed their family. So we're going to make sure that we pay people appropriately. We pay the fund managers, we pay the lawyers correctly, because when you don't pay, you get lesser than. And that's not what we're going to do. We are here to get the best people to do the best things, and we're going to pay them accordingly. It's fine. Well, guys, here's the best part. Everything we pay them will be publicly disclosed. You will know where every cent of this fund is going. And that's the wonderful part.
Rebecca, I'm writing that down.
And Leanne, you only see malevolence because it's all the media feeds. Like, guys, I will tell you that the American people are much better than what you see on social media.
Add a component to the website that can teach it. I'm writing that down.
What is that? Where was that?
Add Rebecca.
Oh, that's down there. I haven't gotten to that yet.
Add a component to the website that can teach our children how it works. I'd love my 13-year-old to benefit.
That's a wonderful thought.
For children of passive.
That's a wonderful thought about that. Okay, I'm in, but with a grain of salt. That's fine. Bring all the salt you want. Love this as a vet myself. I imagine
We
small
like a
community
good
making
salty
gardens in
steak.
small pockets and then getting in with your local meat farm. DeMarco, that's such a wonderful thought process on that. I love that. How do we protect ourselves from the SEC and money men who won't like what we're doing? That's what we have Jeremy for. Jeremy's in there. That's what we have people like Jeremy. Guys, you have to understand, I'm an idea person, right? If I have ideas and if you rely on me to execute them, it's never going to happen, right? But the beauty is that Jeremy and Joe came to me ready to execute on this. Like, guys, like I love the idea of it. I'm was trying to figure out how to do it, What Jeremy and Joe did was dive through thousands of pages of SEC regulations and tax documents and everything to figure out how to do it. Guys, I want you to understand that you see me, I'm the random bearded dude on TikTok talking shit, right? But what you have to understand is that behind this, we have real people who do this for a living, who this is their expertise. And that's who we're having do it. Like, this is not going to be run by buddies on TikTok. This is run by people who know what the hell they're doing. And that's what's going to drive us forward. Let's see, this is a fun to help the community. Absolutely. And the community is America. Sorry, Russell, I'm driving. Oh, Jeremy, don't tell people you're driving. You're going to get in trouble with YouTube. Don't text and drive or live stream chat and drive. You're going to get in trouble. Ashley, the SEC will need to approve the MO and the fund and management. Exactly. We're working that out. This is a ton of work, and really appreciate you and Emily putting your time and effort to it. Let me just tell you, she has turned into a fucking nerd about this. You have.
What do you? Excuse me. Excuse me.
Like,
what do you mean turned into a nerd?
No, you were always a nerd.
I've always been a nerd.
But I meant a nerd about this. Is she has geeked out on this so hard. Like, let me just tell you that.
Y'all.
Like, let me tell you right now that I'm excited to do this. She is batshit crazy to do this. The app website should have voting polls so you can scroll through and vote on what means. Kaysen, this whole thing is going to be about transparency and participation. Don't you worry about that. Everybody will be able to say everything they think. How do you become one of the initial 40,000? So what we're going to do is when we launch, it will be a first come, first serve. Jeremy, let me ask you, are we able to set it up in a way where people can reserve a spot ahead of the initial launch? Like, they don't have to put their money in yet, but they can reserve a spot ahead of the initial launch. Maybe they have to put 100 of the 500 or 250 of the 500. But is there a way to create a reservation so over the next couple months while we develop this, we can have people reserve a spot? Again, I'm asking you. You know what you're doing on this. That's why I'm asking.
Joe, exactly.
And let me see. Most middle-class folks spend more than $500 a year on coffee. Exactly. Like, imagine rather than when spending $500 on being caffeinated, why is that so hard to say? On being caffeinated, you spend $500 on something you can show off to your children and grandchildren.
It's something that can make you.
You don't know Jeremy and Joe, but you will. Don't worry. We're going to do big introductions for them. Jeremy, I understand that, but people get paid off. How do we get a fair shot? Because you get a fair shot. Like, this fund, nobody can have more than one vote.
A beautiful purpose to help our people and country.
Agreed.
Absolutely. And the best part is you are going to be able to read and view and see and understand in depth on the website all the good things that we are doing that you voted on doing. All the good things.
And Joe, I'm sorry. I know you told him to stop texting and then asked him a question. I know. My bad. Look, I know I told him to stop texting. I just would like to imagine in my head that he pulled over. Right? That's what I'm going to do. We need a way to get pre-notification. Another way, I knew you were doing this as TikTok. Well, that's the way we're launching it right now. But here's the thing, guys. I'm working with news agencies to do press releases on this, to do interviews about it. Believe me, over the next couple months while we build this, because we're looking in April, right? Is that I can promise you that you're going to see this through a lot of other media channels.
Spend more than that on ammo every range day. Do you own a 22?
Bro,
Do you own a 22?
Manuel, I'm with you, bro. I own 1911s, and bro, let me tell you, owning 1911s, the amount of money I fucking spend on ammo is insane. No, it's not a 40K cap. It's a 40K cap to start. It's a 40K cap to start.
Just for legal purposes? I don't know if it's
So
legal purposes.
wait, Jeremy said proxy voting. We are coming up with a way to ensure that doesn't happen. I have software developers coming up with a way to ensure that doesn't happen. The solution hasn't been discovered yet, but he's working on it. So that is something we are working on.
What is proxy voting?
It's basically other people voting. Oh, and I'm not the Joe he's referring to. No, it's a different Joe. It's not Joe Deeves. No. 45 ACP salty. Exactly. You feel my pain, right, brother? But yeah, guys, please keep coming with the questions. I love answering these questions. I love you guys getting to learn more about it. getting to actually, work out the issues that you're thinking about. We want that 40K to turn into 20 million. Russell, that's the goal, brother. Like, you have to think about it. More than 200 million middle class workers in this country. Say 5 million join. That's a $2.5 billion fund. Like, how sexy would that be? Imagine the middle class being able to be on Wall Street with a $2.5 billion investment opportunity.
You can't pre-reserve
We can't pre-reserve right now. I'm trying to get Jeremy to say that we can.
Maybe it's launching in 2 months, a couple months, so 8 weeks.
Everyone on this initial stream should have priority. Look, I can't assign it that way.
You know what? He makes a good point.
I can't assign it that way. It's not.
It's a good point.
There are legal hurdles to deal with.
But you can kind of make a list. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm the older millennial on.
Bro, I got
YouTube.
a notepad and a pen right here. I can make a list.
Can we get a little less unofficial than her with a notepad?
I can make a list.
That's not the way it works. It doesn't. Imagine sitting before Congress and go, "She made a list." That's not the way it works. Is there a way to prevent dead people from investing?
As you see, sir,
Yes.
the list.
Yes.
The list right here.
Look, Ashley, all of those Biden voters, they won't participate. All right. I'll shoot 4 or 5, 58 SOCOM, 50 Beowulf, 300. Yeah, you're spending way more money on ammo than you are on this investment. I'll tell you that right now.
Did you just call them Biden voters?
Dead people. Those are Biden voters. Those are Biden voters. I've never met dead people who vote for Trump.
It didn't register. It didn't register right away, but
That's a Biden voter. If you got a death certificate, you're a Biden voter.
it had to go through several circulations.
Mr. Dave said, still a good idea. Scribble my name, please.
All right, Mr. Dave.
All right. When Mr. Dave hits us up and says, "Yo, I was on that one."
Any reason to make a list, I'm all for it.
She likes
We
writing
just
stuff.
bought this cute. Hold on. We just bought this cute little notepad, and it opens like this from Walgreens, and
You're 100% right on that, on Brett. Legal favors. Just
Mr.
give us your address. Look,
Dave.
first of all, not my address. No. Oh, come on. Women with lists make the world turn around. I agree, Rebecca.
do.
I agree 100%.
Who else wants to be on my
Exactly what you said,
unofficial
Jason.
list?
Forget Republican or Democrat. This is a middle class thing. It doesn't matter, right? As long as you're
Oh, Mr.
alive.
Dave with no.
That's hard to do, but I have developers coming out with a solution, Ashley. Awesome.
I have to
See,
pull-
guys,
I
like
have to
when
pull
I,
it.
so guys, the cool thing is when I say that we are developing solutions for this, this is going to be ironclad in the way we do it, which I love. I love that. Like, I could not be more thankful to people like Jeremy, because guys, like, this is an idea I had, and it would have been like every other idea I had, where it was like, wouldn't this be cool? And then I would have moved on and made other TikToks. But thanks to people like Jeremy, this is becoming a reality. And guys, I will tell you, like, I'd never expected in less than a month after I made, because I made that video on January 23rd. I never would have expected it in less than a month. This was happening. We're doing this. This is going to be something that is going to be a legacy in this country. This is going to be one of the biggest things ever done on Wall Street. Like, they made a movie about a few million people getting together to screw over hedge funds. We're going to be on Wall Street with them. We're going to be on the playing field. When you look at what they did with GameStop, that was a few million people playing frisbee, playing frisbee football on a high school field. This is playing on Dallas Cowboys Stadium. That's what we're doing. We're booking our spot in the same places they're playing the Super Bowl.
I already got you, Michael.
Add me to your list. Put on the list. There you go. So the guys
Got
can
you, Michael,
grease
Case, and
Ginsler. He's
Rebecca,
going to hate
and
this
Mr.
idea.
Dave.
Here's the thing I have to say about the politicians who are going to hate this idea. Imagine a politician coming out against the middle class uniting to do good. I want to meet the politician that has a problem with this. Because, guys, you've seen me destroy people on TikTok. Give me a politician on Fox News. Give me a politician on MSNBC. I'll make him regret ever getting elected. You guys have seen what I do on social media. Get me in the real media, nobody will question what we're doing. Will you be sending out notifications on when you can go live with this? Yes, there will be so many videos updating you on this. There will be so much media. I have interviews with real media. I have interviews with social media. I have podcasts set up to talk about this. Guys, this is going to be everywhere soon. What you guys have bought into, what you guys are following is you guys are following the result of 3 social media videos. Imagine when we really get going. Right? I said that on the video, sign me up on the 23rd, put my name in cursive so we all know it's official. Absolutely,
you know what, David? Where's
the camera?
My cursive?
She's got you. She's got you. Just so you know, Hillary Clinton may view this list after she deals with me.
My cursive is not.
Hillary Clinton may find that list after she deals with me. Not Cowboy Stadium. We need to play in a winning stadium. You're absolutely right about that.
My cursive
As an Eagles fan, I'm 100% with you on that. I'm dead. Yes, add me to your list. It would be any Democrat. I love seeing grown men cry. Do it. Absolutely. I seriously want to see you debate Kamala. Look, I cannot hang out with a woman who does a word salad. I can't do it. Let's see. I'm working on legalities right now, but once we have everything above board, I'll work on email, pre-registration. Jeremy, you are the man. You are the absolute man. Like, guys, like, can you all give me some applause in the chat? Like, you have to understand, Jeremy on a daily basis, what is that woke bullshit? But Jeremy on a daily basis is going through hundreds of SEC documents, investment regulations, all of that stuff. He is doing all of that for us because you know I'm not going to do it, right? So that's Ricky's the wild part.
Ricky's mama. Ricky's mama, you're at it. Okay, damn.
I'm dead serious. Just look on your face watching her vomit words. Exactly. I'm with you. Exactly. Yeah. Guys, Jeremy is the one putting in that work. Like, he really is. Like, I'm talking shit about it, but Jeremy is doing that work.
Brett, I got you. Mac.
There we go. That's all for you, Jeremy. Those people recognize you're doing the work, brother. And guys, that's what's so exciting about this. Like I said, I could never have executed this without these guys. Okay. And they have been working their asses off to make this happen. I love it so much.
Oh, damn.
And the funny thing is, when I posted the video where I was like, we're actually going to do this, guys, I want you to know how emotionally affected I was at the fact that after 30 minutes, there was 1,000 comments of people just saying I'm in, of people wanting to be a part of this.
Ashley, you're in cursive.
Like, it's been a wild time. I just told my dad about it. I literally just talked to my dad earlier tonight about it, and it was hard not to get a little emotional about it because it was like, this is happening. This is really happening. This is something that is going to be a legacy for all of us. And it is so unbelievably exciting. Do we have a name for the fund? Jeremy, I do want to tell you that I came up with a name. Don't say it. She came up with the name. She suggested the name.
Whoa.
Okay. She came up with the name, and I think it's perfect. I'm going to shoot you an email on it, and then we can talk about it. But I think we have the perfect name.
We have the perfect start to the name, but we don't know how to finish the name.
Yeah, but I will tell you that I think we have the perfect thing.
If we can call it...
No, you can't say anything. No, don't say anything about that.
Okay. But...
You can't say that.
No, but I got you now, Joe.
There you go. Not safe for work. I'm with you, Russell. It's going to be awesome. A lot. Well, I mean, I had suggested people were like, call it the fuck around and find out fund, shit like that. But it's like, guys, I think I can tell you this, that I think if Jeremy and everybody likes it, I think this will be the perfect name.
Yeah, I have a list of brainstormed names that I took for the eventual documentary that is going to happen on this.
Is there a way for those who join can spearhead ideas they're passionate about, specifically to funding for veteran families? Guys, here's the thing. We will be taking input on what options to offer, and then it's up to everyone in the fund. Like, we have to, it will be, everybody will get to vote on it. Possibility of actually doing something that's going to be a legacy. Christy, I'm with you. Like, it literally is almost makes me emotional thinking about what we can do with this.
We have done nothing but talk about this for the past like 3 days because
Seriously.
he had like a meeting with like the
With Jeremy and Joe.
yeah, with the people that are doing work. And it's just kind of set into his brain and mine too that it's gonna come to fruition. This is actually going to be a thing. So like literally every other thing that he just kind of talks about is about this. And then we were driving, I don't even know where we were driving, but just driving somewhere. I don't know, but I was like, imagine I was like, who's gonna play us in the movie? I was like, who's gonna play you in the movie about this? It got like that big. Like we have just been talking about
By the
this
way, if you guys haven't
nonstop.
seen Dumb Money yet, please do.
We are so excited, and I was like, who's gonna play Hootie? Hootie's our dog. I was
Yes.
like, who's
I
gonna play
psychopath him.
Hootie?
But I mean, guys, like really, like this is gonna be like, think about it this way. It baffled me that this had never been done. It baffled me that this wasn't the next evolution after GameStop because, guys, I was a part of the GameStop movement. I was one of the people who was locked out of Robinhood when we wanted to capitalize on it. And I almost swore off investing after that because I was so angry that they had the power to stop us because we weren't united. And here's the worst part. It took me years to get to the thought process of why don't we do GameStop 2.0?
Homeowners.
Why don't we unite in a way that actually puts us on the same playing field as them? You know, and it came out one day, and thanks to guys like Jeremy and Joe, this is going to happen. And guys, like I said, 385 million Americans, 200 million plus of them are middle-class workers. If a fraction of us get together
Bye, Leanne.
and do this fund, we will change the way investing is done in this country.
Oh, Rebecca, I've already got farmers on the list of good things because I'm an avid gardener and I know farmers are struggling.
You said Margot Robbie and Burt. Fuck you with the Burt Kreischer thing.
Didn't
right?
you say Margot Robbie would
Yes,
play
I
me?
said Margot Robbie would, but Burt Kreischer?
I don't know
Can
who
I-
Margot Robbie
Like, how do
is.
y'all know I don't have a six pack? I don't, but my point is, I love Burt Kreischer. I think he's funny.
I
Damn.
don't know who Margot Robbie is, but that is who he.
Margot
said would
Robbie
play.
was Barbie. She played Barbie.
Oh, she's hot. Thank you.
Invest in the same stocks as old Nancy will make a ton. That's probably true.
Hulu documentary was much better than Dumb Money, but there's going to be a movie.
No,
and a
I
documentary.
love Dumb Money. I thought it was good. Blue Collar Crew, I like it.
Especially once the drama comes in from the funds that are
Why?
mad
What?
at us.
Why? What names do you guys have as a name? No, you can't have fund in the name. So, what ideas do you guys have for the name?
Blue Collar Crew. That's
Kirsten
pretty.
Dunst.
That's pretty. Oh
You could be
God,
Kirsten
I
Dunst.
love Kirsten Dunst.
could
Kirsten
it
Dunst is
Kirsten?
one of my favorite actresses.
Kirsten?
I thought it was Kirsten.
Wait, I won't get it.
Maybe it's Kirsten. I don't know.
You gotta slide over and block me out so they can only see your beautiful.
But she's one of my favorite actresses of all times. I don't know if y'all have seen Marie Antoinette, but yeah. Bluebell ice cream. What that about? I don't know, but like all right. Save struggling businesses, plant native trees. Oh, and help with natural disasters. Like just imagine like Maui. We could have we could okay, so the government's only giving the people of Maui like what, $700, and they literally lost their entire lives, everything. We could step in and be like, no, I think they need more money than that. So we can just step in and say, hey, people of East Palestine, like we can step in and give and fund the rebuilding of communities that are suffering from natural disasters. Just think about like how fucked up New Orleans got after Hurricane Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just things that stop.
No, I'm laughing at what Landon.
Okay, I was like, I was right.
I'm laughing at what Landon said.
I was like, I was right. But yeah, like not only are we gonna fuck over these shady ass motherfuckers on Wall Street, but we're also going to take that money and do just outrageously beautiful, wonderful, lovely shit with it. Just like exactly, power to the
And
people.
like Taikui said,
That's what we're doing.
long-term large move by massive amounts of land, start a city with these 40 million people. The voting power could cause. Look, that's the beauty.
Kind of
Is
a good
like,
idea.
guys, there is no limit to what we can do. Okay, new idea. Struggling teachers who can't afford their rent. Guys, that was one thing I thought about. Rebecca was thinking about. Imagine a teacher scholarship fund. Imagine being able to have the next generation of America's teachers
I'm gonna write
be
that
able to
down
go to
next to
school
teachers.
and be able to start teaching students with no debt.
I have teacher donations for like things that they would like their children to have in their classrooms. They can apply and we can vote on like if they want more Legos or if they want some like wooden blocks or whatever. But their school is just it's underfunded and they don't themselves have the money to buy that shit. We can just go in and be like, hey, here is the Lego set that you said you wanted for your kids. Here are all the puzzles, all the books you said you wanted for your kids. Like we can do that. We can do that for kids. We can do that for teachers. We can give them dry erase markers and erasers and boards. We can do so much shit. So much good shit for the middle class people. That's what we're doing here. This is not going to be a small thing.
Yeah, imagine Russell. Imagine imagine a education institution focused on giving people on financial education.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, some guys, there is everything you can think of. Like, imagine we get to
and if you have ideas, go ahead and put them in the chat because I've got a list.
No, but I want y'all to
and I'm writing it all down.
like think about it for a second. Say we get to the point where a fraction of the middle class is. Say, like I said, say we have 5 million people doing it. That's a $2.5 billion fund. Let's just say we invest $1 billion of that, right? Say we choose to invest $1 billion of that. And then we get minimum market returns, 5%. What's 5% of $1 billion? Right? And then 5% of $1 billion, we're taking half of that 5%, and we are doing things with it that that these organizations should have been doing, that people should have been taken care of in this country. And the best part is when we create these organizations, say we create a teacher scholarship fund. You don't think I'm going to be out in the media getting guilting the shit out of the teachers union, telling them you match our investment, you match our fund. Guys, like, my ability to talk shit.
So it's going to be, and most of the things that we do, there will be organizations that are supposed to be standing up for those people. So when we come in and we say, hey, we are going to give $1 million for all this shit, do you want to match it? And if they don't, they're going to look like shit.
The Declaration of
So
Independence
they
movement.
probably will. So
That's cool. Call it the poor man's movement. The poor as the poor. I like it.
teachers really, they have unions, public sector. Yeah, and the teachers unions take all the fucking money.
Imagine
and
we came in and we gave everything to teachers that the teachers union was supposed to do. How long do you think that teachers union sticks around?
Exactly.
Like, that's the thing is we can show
either they step up and they do what they're actually supposed to do in response to what we're doing, or they fuck off.
That's the thing is we can show people how these organizations were supposed to work for them.
Mm-hmm.
We can come in and do it for them, and then they can get rid of the organizations that aren't doing what they're supposed to do. 5% of 1 billion is 5 million. Yeah, that's my point. Imagine what we could do with that. You already sent her to voicemail. Call her back, Brett, for the love of God. Wyoming already pays $7,000 per student with idiots being graduated. How much money do we throw at education with no? And again, Leanne, here's the thing.
Wow.
No, but here's the thing,
Leanne, that was distasteful.
If Leanne believes that way, that's the beauty is you get your opinion, Leanne. If you don't believe that is where the money should be spent, then you vote differently. That's the beauty of it, is that you get your vote, and if people agree with you, that's where the money goes.
That was stinky, Leanne.
No, it's not.
That
It's
smelled
her.
bad.
It's her opinion,
Whatever.
and that's the beauty of this, is everybody has their opinion.
Okay, Leanne.
Just got on here. Is
Leanne,
it a $500 buy, or can you invest more? You cannot invest more. We're not going to keep going at Leanne. We're leaving. We're leaving it alone.
I was trying to say something.
We're leaving it alone. But just got on here. Is a $500 buy, or can you invest more? Looking to close my trade account. You cannot invest more. It is $500 minimum, $500 maximum. Like, that is it. You can buy one share. If Elon Musk came in here with 10 billion, he can invest $500 for one vote. I say we don't give an education system, buy them what they need. Again, guys, the beauty is you're going to be able to vote on what we do with it.
And my whole thing is, like, I'm nervous to just give people money, you know? Like, we will vote on whether or not we're just giving organizations or people money, or we're buying things that they need for them.
What's the deal with focus on teachers? It's not. It was just a topic of discussion. Again, guys, we will have veterans, middle class communities,
just everything.
Like, there will be everything, guys. The amount of people we could help with this, guys, we could focus on one grouping, and we could talk for hours about that. We could focus on another grouping, and we could talk for hours about that. Like, guys, there is so much good we could do with this. And the difference is that everyone who's invested will have a vote on the good we do with it. Mm-hmm. Can my wife and I each invest? Yes, Dennis. So the way it works is that each person can buy a share. So if you're a household of 6, each person can buy in. But it will, per person is one share, one vote, $500.
Right, Rebecca. That was just one thing.
Yeah, Rebecca,
that
we're
we
just
had started talking about.
Like, that's the thing, guys. Like, we had a discussion earlier about veterans. So, guys, there's no focus on anything. The focus is on doing good with it. Like, that's the focus.
But if you feel like you have like an original idea, please just drop it in the chat.
He loves writing stuff down. So,
because we've got a lot of ideas, and y'all just keep coming up with amazing ideas, and this is what we need. Like, as a community, we want everybody to have a say, everybody for their ideas to be heard, and the questions to be answered. And that's
like, Dale, that's one idea. You said be awesome and buy farmers all the products they need. Imagine if we grew to a point where America's farmers didn't have to pay out for what they were providing to people.
Donate to buy farmland or money.
How are we making money first before we are giving it away? We have to grow it first. Exactly. And that's the beautiful thing.
Restart.
So Ricky's mama, let me tell you right now that I am not in charge of what's going on with stuff like that. We are paying the people who know what they're doing to do that. Like, that's what we're doing. Like, and here's the thing, what we pay the fund managers, you'll know, because everything will be 100% transparent. Like, we will have the best people doing this. This will be a priority for them. Guys, exactly, the homeless. Guys, here's the thing you have to understand. You can tell by how trade school funding, like, here's the thing you have to understand. Single mothers and fathers are hurting. Here's the beauty. The fact that your list of things we could do are so varied shows how necessary this is. Like, think about that. You guys, if I told you right now, think of 10 things, if I gave you $1 million each, you would do with it. You would easily have 10 things to do with it. We can do that.
How about
trade? Like, do you understand how awesome that is?
Trade.
Like, think about it this way. Say we created, let's just see, what's one of the ideas here? Trade school funding. Awesome. Finance. Say we did trade school funding, right? And say we were able to send 5,000 people to trade school, no debt, right? You would be able to show your kids, show your grandkids. You'd be able to go on the website and show them and say, you see these 1,000 people? I helped send them to school. Mm-hmm. It was my $500 20 years ago that sent these people to school. Yeah. These people are now working in the trades. They are making a difference. They are improving our country because grandfather was able to put in $500 and make that difference. Like, do you understand? Like, it's legacy, guys. What is the old saying that the best people plant trees under which they'll never enjoy the shade. Like that's what we're doing. We are planting the trees. We're nobody's going to get rich off of this. None of us are going to enjoy the shade of this. But what we're going to do is we're going to plant trees for the future, and the future will enjoy the shade that we provide.
Yeah, Rebecca, that was like one of my first ideas was to help just struggling parents in general, whether you're single or whether you're together, just struggling parents, like just to buy them like a crib or like or
Oh, wait, I
diapers
want to
or
open this.
wet
Answer a
wipes
specific question here.
or toys just for their
So
for their babies.
Blue Lotus, you said, how hard would it be to focus in on an idea having 40K different opinions? Here's how it's going to work, Blue Lotus. What's going to happen is that we are going to develop like 5 investment vehicles to make this of what we can invest in. The whole group gets to vote on which one of those 5 investment vehicles we invest in, right? It's going to be a full breakdown of like possible yields, who we're investing in, what the partners are, like everything like that. Once that's voted on, that's what we're going to invest in. And then again, you get another voting opportunity because once we get profit from that, you are going to vote on what we do with the profit. And again, it's not about you specifically. It's about everybody communally voting on it of what we do with it. So that's the cool part is you're going to have the say. And the thing is, your say is going to matter as much as everyone else. You could be in the fund and the guy next to you could be a millionaire. But do you know the beauty of it? You each paid $500. You each have the same vote. How cool is that? When's the last time you and a millionaire had the same power?
Help for elderly on fixed incomes. Good idea. And I already have fix Flint, Michigan water. I've got the natural disasters already on there. So.
How nice would it be to fix Flint when nobody else did?
Yeah, but just that see Rebecca.
Like, do you understand? Like, do you understand how big dick it would be to come in and fix Flint's water, and just look at the government and be like, "Fuck you!" Like,
anyways,
it would be so like that's a gangster move.
Rebecca, that's something I hadn't thought of, which is why I asked y'all for your input. So help elderly.
Hold on, Jody. Just make sure you don't go on a business cruise and pay cash. Jody, first of all, let me be honest with you about this, just so y'all know up front. She doesn't go on cruises. She doesn't like boats.
Absolutely not.
Right. So, but secondly, here's the thing, Jody. Here's the coolest part. You will know exactly what I make from this. And on top of that, I will also disclose how it's spent. Like, guys, this is not about me making money. This is about a legacy for us all. Like, am I going to make money? Sure. Like that's the reality. But and will the fund managers make money? Yes. Find me somebody who's willing to actively manage anywhere from $25 to $75 million and do it for free and actually care about it. Because we are going to pay the people that are doing this right. We're going to pay them. But the benefits, you have to, because this needs to be a priority for them. Right? So don't worry about that. I promise you, this is not a holdback to it. And here's the thing. You're not going to see me on a cruise. She won't go. Plus, I don't believe in cruises. I believe if you're going somewhere for vacation, go to the destination. Don't get on a boat and get fucked up on the way. Right? Like here's the thing. If flights are houses, cruises are trailers. Don't be caught in a trailer. And there's nothing wrong with trailers, but if you have the ability to get a house, get a house.
I have debilitating nausea issues, and even though I have a basically magician sorcery spell medication for my nausea,
She got drugs.
It won't work for a fucking...
No. Here's the thing, Jeremy.
No, I will go on a boat to fish.
And exactly what Jeremy said.
I will go on a boat to fish and to get drunk, and that's about the only reason I'll ever go on a boat.
And like Jeremy said, Dale,
and it can't be for a long time.
And like Jeremy said, Dale, we'll have quarterly reports on all funds spent. You will know where every cent in this fund is going. Let me ask you all this, other than your own finances, what have you ever been a part of where you know where every cent goes? And will it always be a $500 investment? Yes. It will always just be $500, as Jeremy confirmed there.
Landon has a good idea.
What is it?
So this on the website, would members be able to log in and like discuss
Yeah, so Landon,
shit?
what's going to happen is
Great idea.
I'm going to create a forum
To the
for everybody
list.
to talk. Now, here's the thing you have to understand. That forum is going to be batshit crazy. Right? Y'all understand that, right? We get 40,000 people to start. It's going to grow to 150, 200,000, a million people. That forum is going to be batshit crazy. But we will have Q&A sessions. We will have town hall sessions. We will have people to submit questions and be able to get their answers on that. But everything will be transparent along the way, because the way you cut down on questions is you're completely transparent. And that's what we're going to do. There will be nothing where you're like, I wonder what happened with. Guys, you will have that. You will have that information. That will be put out. You will know everything that is going on. And I, for one, am so excited about the fact that you will know. Like, I'm so excited about that. Like, I love the transparency. I love people going, why does he make so much money? Because he made you $1 million. That's why he made so much money.
And nobody that is really, really, really good, you know,
Nobody does. No good people do shit for free.
they're not gonna. We want to make sure that the people in charge of this, like, absolutely precious amount of money that is going to be used for absolutely precious
and
acts, we want to make sure that that person is well compensated for. Otherwise, we're going to get somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
And Blue Lotus, to answer your question, what do I think of the top 3 fields topics to invest in? The beauty is that it doesn't matter what I think.
I refuse to cruise.
It matters what the everybody in the fund thinks. Like, I will have, like, guys, you know what I'm about. Go to my TikTok. I will tell you what I'm about. I do not restrict what I say. I don't hold back on what I think. I only talk about topics that matter to me. So you guys can easily know what I'm about, right? So, but the beauty is that there will be 40,000 people with a voice in a place they've never had it before.
Is it going to be a bi-weekly donation? No, it's going to be, so it depends on how many people are in it. So when it first starts, the 40,000 people, it's going to be a yearly. So we're going to wait a year after it launches to do our first good thing, but he won't let me tell you what we're calling it.
So a good thing is that the way it's going to work is that if we stay at the original, if we stay at only the original 40,000, we will do amazing things with the profit once a year. Once we expand beyond that, it'll go to 6 months. When we expand beyond that, it'll go to quarterly. The goal is that as we grow, that we are able to do more things for more people in a more varied way. But here's the thing, we also don't want to dilute it. Right? We don't want to take a quarter's profit and be able to do a tiny thing. No, we want to change people's lives.
So we're going to do wonderful things.
It's just a for-profit. So it's not technically a hedge fund. Like, that term only applies to major investors and things like that. Like, there's a limit on the amount of investors. I don't want to limit them. It's technically not a hedge fund, right? Now, are we for-profit? Absolutely. But the profit is used to benefit people.
The middle class people.
What's the significance of the 40,000 number? Let me ask real quick.
Sorry, only 500.
Hold on, wait. Let me ask.
No extra.
Jeremy, could you give an easy reason why we're at the 40,000 number?
Basically, it's like
I don't want to say something I'm not supposed to.
Regulations.
No, hold on.
And stuff.
Don't answer that question. I'm asking Jeremy.
I don't
to answer
know about it.
That's why I'm asking Jeremy to answer it.
Just basically regulatory stuff.
Yo, what's up, Jeff?
Then we have to move to like a different.
Guys, make sure you subscribe so that you guys stay up on updates about this. I wanted to give Jeremy the opportunity to explain that in a way that doesn't, keeps us out of trouble.
Bye, Joe.
Later, Joe.
I put your name on the list, Joe. The tentative maybe will eventually be important to getting your name on.
And go Birds, Joe.
List.
Look, if you're a Birds fan, I'm putting you on the front of the list. Just saying.
Birds.
Go Birds.
I mean, I like parrots.
I would just like you all to know that I am a Birds fan. She's a Cowboys fan. So just so y'all know, full disclosure, I like to be transparent. She's a Cowboys fan. The first night I met her, she's wearing a Cowboy sweater, but I will tell you, she looked fine as shit in that sweater, so it didn't matter. She looked so hot.
It used to be my dad's. I heard.
Not 500 a year. 500 one time, Rebecca. You will never be asked to put money in ever.
That's what's up, Jeff.
It's SEC regulations for the specific model we're going after. That's why it's limited to 40,000 from the jump.
That's it.
Now,
didn't I say regulations?
I will tell you right now,
Maybe not.
that it's not. We're going to grow, but to start, it's 40,000. If you want to be a part of the initial jump, it's the first 40,000 people. And Jeremy's already said he's going to try to set up a pre-registration model. Your wife's a Penn State fan.
And I got the list. I got the list for you, Jeremy.
Just so you know, Dale, I went to Penn State. I'm with you. My first degree I ever got was from Penn State. I have 4 other degrees, but my first one I ever got was from Penn State.
I wore the Penn State hoodie earlier.
You did. It was hot.
To Walgreens to get one.
Going a little Tony Bush should be an awesome year. It should be interesting, Andrew.
Oh yeah, I did say regulations. Okay, cool.
You did. You had it. You had it down.
I understand some of it.
That was a good finish. Strong start. That was a strong start and a solid finish. I understand some of it. What I'm talking about. That was like yeah, we gotta applaud that, right? That was a strong start and a good finish, right?
I'm not present in the meetings, just because I choose not to, but I do want to be present now in the meetings.
Instead, she's
But
organizing
he has told me some stuff, but now I'm gonna just like sit there and just creep in on the meetings.
Taquise, like that, we're setting that up, guys. We really are. Guys, I promise you.
Taquise, I'm adding you now.
There will be massive amounts of videos made about this. I have interviews set up with the media. I have interviews set up with Emmy Award-winning journalists. Like, guys, let me tell you that, like, you have to understand, everybody who knows about this right now, here's the crazy part. Everybody who knows about this, everybody who's asking about this, is a result of 2 TikTok videos. Can you imagine when this gets in the media? When this gets out to everyone? Guys, let me just tell you that when we open this up for the first 40,000, be ready to click that button. Because this shit's going to get real. This 40,000 is going to go like that. We're looking about mid-April, Jeff.
Middle class legacy.
Middle class legacy.
And think about, like, this is something that could literally continue on forever. Like, forever. This could be something we can always have a presence.
Like, Jeremy, let me ask you.
On Wall Street. This could be the beginning of the middle class always having a presence on Wall Street.
Like, Jeremy, let me ask you this.
Ridiculous.
Do you feel that this could be... So Jeremy's one of my partners in this. Jeremy, do you feel that this could be the biggest thing to ever happen on Wall Street?
Exactly, Rebecca.
That's
what I feel.
I feel like it could. I feel like this could be the biggest change
Shelters
in Wall Street in the history of the stock market.
Manuel, I've got people and animal shelters on the list. Specifically, no offense to people, but specifically animal shelters.
And you guys have to understand that when I asked Jeremy, you have to understand is that I'm the cheerleader for this. I had the idea, but at the end of the day, I'm the cheerleader for this. Jeremy is the steam engine. Jeremy is making this happen. Like, that's
from what I've heard of Jeremy, he's putting in the work.
The work. Have any of you ever read hundreds of pages of SEC documents? Jeremy has yesterday.
That's just it. From what he's been telling me, it seems like the people that are really making this happen are putting in just so much effort, and we couldn't be more thankful.
And Jeremy, you're right. It's going to be doing something never done before. But Jeremy,
exactly, Dale.
But Jeremy, you're with me on this, right? This is something that we're both blown away has never been done. Like, that's the crazy part, is that this is an idea that should have been done. Mm-hmm. We are righting a wrong. As soon as GameStop and the GameStop movement ended, this should have happened. And I'm thankful that nobody else did it, because it allowed me to create a TikTok of a weird idea over coffee that Jeremy and Joe contacted me about, and now we're making happen. I could not, like, it makes me emotional to think about what I'm going to get to tell my grandkids about this. Like, this isn't about like, oh, we're going to make some money. Oh, this is going to be fun. It literally makes me emotional to think about, I'm going to tell my grandchildren about this. Like, this is going to be like, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I do a lot of shit. I talk a lot of shit online. I do a lot of shit online. I've tried to create businesses. I've sold businesses. I've created them. It's been great. But to me, what I think about is the fact that this is going to be the thing that matters. This is going to be what matters as a legacy. And you know how crazy that is? To think that like I'm literally going to be doing something that I get to be proud to tell my grandchildren about. That's so crazy. Only one share per person, Kenneth. And here's the thing. Imagine when we do this and all the people who were skeptical come later. Imagine the millions of people who were like, oh, it's skeptical. And then they see us rebuild a school. They see us have a scholarship fund. They see us house veterans. And then at the end of that, they go, why the fuck am I not part of this? Jeremy's right. He said it's insane it hasn't been done, but after reading all the documents, I understand why it hasn't been done. I get that, Jeremy. It's a lot of work. And Jeremy and Joe, my partners in this, like it cannot be understated the amount of work done by these guys. I get to be the vocal mouthpiece of it. Like I definitely have, if I look at the people who are going to be ownership in this, like I definitely have the best job. I get to go online and talk shit about it. You think you'd sell them at $1,000? I don't want to, Kenneth. I don't want to do 1,000. I want to do 500 because you know who can participate for 500? Everyone. Like I said, like Kenneth, think about it this way. For $500, there are more than 200 million middle-class people in this country. If 5 million of them put in, that's a $2.5 billion fund. I'm all right with 500, bro. Private security, I feel like we will be. I feel like we will need that. Jeremy, I hope, you know some good private security funds, because my private security is my personal 1911. I can tell you, let me put it this way. If somebody comes for me, look, they may get me, but they're going to have some holes in them. Like, there's going to be you're going to be able to see through them a little bit. So just so y'all know. And here's the thing. I have no thoughts of committing suicide. And if I disappear, I want to know where Hillary Clinton was on the day I disappeared. It's 100% of the profits going to help people. No. So what happens is 25% of the profits are going to dividends. So they'll be paid out to all the people who invested in it. And then the remainder minus operational funds will be devoted to a fund where we all get to vote on what we do with the money. But thank you for the question, Ricky's mama. That's great. What's the ROI on kind of good deeds mentally, like in the sense of keeping the fund going? Well, that's the beauty, Lotus, is that the ROI, we're not worried about the ROI on what we're doing good with, because that's profit. We're going to take the profit and do good with it. The ROI, the return on investment, is giving power to the middle class and doing good for Americans like we should. That's what the ROI is. Oh, thank you.
Welcome. What
happens if someone invests and they die? So we actually talked about this the other day. What is it, JJ Gase? We actually talked about this the other day, Jeremy. Me and Jeremy talked about this with Joe. So the way it's going to work is if you die, you cannot pass it on to a relative because that relative may already be invested and we don't want to give you multiple shares. So what would happen is if the person who owns the share passes, you are cashed out. You will get your 500 out. You'll get your dividend payment. That's it. And you're out, right? Because what we don't want to do is risk having people with multiple votes, because I don't care how well-meaning you are, everybody gets one vote. And that's what we'll be focused on.
Did you answer that?
Yeah.
I was in the toilet.
It's all good. In the toilet. The noise. I feel like it's gonna break these chairs. Like they make noises.
No, it's just when you push back on
I
them.
know, but they make noises. It worries me.
I don't know.
Guys, look, when you order shit off of Amazon, you're like, it's good, but how good is it?
My main focus is just the good things that we're going to be able to do, and I'm just so excited. My brain is just full of all the ideas just to help, like, because I'm pretty sure most of us have been in a position where we could just use like just some help with buying just food. Like we can just give somebody a gift card to a grocery store, or just like we can just buy people like diapers and wet wipes and just shit for their baby that they need.
I'll tell you what. I'll be honest with y'all. We could literally host a live just talking about the good we could do with this.
I would love that.
Like we could literally
spend. My brain is just
like. Do you understand how many hours we could spend talking about all the good we could do with it? Like it's wonder. Like
I can't wait.
Like that's what makes this. That's what makes this so attractive. Is that if I were to ask every one of the lives, 38 people here, if I were to ask y'all, what could we do with it? We could be here for hours. Just talking about all the people we want to help. And the best part is I would bet the majority of people who comment who they would help isn't family, isn't friends. It's people they've seen struggle. It's industries they've seen struggle. And we've all done it, right? We're trying to live our lives. We're trying to get by. And we see people struggling. We see people not begging for money in the street, but we see people trying to do the right things, trying to run a business, trying to do things. We see them struggle.
Working hard.
They are working 80, 90 hours a week trying to make it happen. And there's nothing we can do for them. But here's the best part. When we come together and we do this, we can help them. We can be the fund, we can be the organization, we can be the driving force behind recognizing that the middle class is the reason this country is successful. And we can support that. And it's amazing.
Just think of the people are talking about the recession and how nobody can afford, food, their rent, just yeah, they can. Yeah, they can.
And also I will say
they can they can if we do this.
And here's the thing, the beauty
we can help them.
Who said that? I saw somebody on here said that. Where is that? Go. Ashley said flipping the bird to the money man is the cherry on top. Ashley,
exactly. That is the best way
Ashley,
to put it.
Ashley, I have to tell you, like the thought of, because you have to think, like the middle class has no power on Wall Street, but what we also don't have is a voice. We are going to go from not having a voice to having power. Like, think about that. Like, if 10% of the middle class participates in this, not only would we have power on Wall Street, we'd be the biggest swinging dick on Wall Street.
Yeah.
We'd be able to tell them, oh, you want to short that company? You want to go on Kramer? You want to go on MSNBC Invest and talk about how bad that company is? How about I buy their stock and I fuck your short and you lose billions? The amount of things we could do with this, we could be the fuck around and find out fund. Mm-hmm. We could simultaneously be the help the middle class and the wish a motherfucker would fund. That's how great this is.
I love the phrase that it's the cherry on top, because it really is, because we're not only going to we're not only going to literally save people's lives, but we're also going to fuck over all the nasty, shady motherfuckers.
And real quick, just to answer the question, Ricky's mama.
They think that they have power.
Just to answer this question, Ricky's mama. You said the fund managers are going to decide what to invest in. No. Here's the beauty. Here's the beautiful part, Ricky's mama, is that the fund manager, as well as in cooperation with everyone, is going to develop 5 investment vehicles we could go into, and then we are going to vote on which of those investment vehicles we go with. So you're going to get to decide what we invest in, and then you're going to get to decide what we do with the profits. How fucking awesome is that?
The management, they'll give you Like they will do the hard work
Mm-hmm.
and they will figure out what the best opportunities of investments are. And then, with an explanation or whatever, and then we will vote on what we think is going to be the best, is going to have the best outcome.
And here's the thing: the beauty is, if you have somebody in this fund with $1 million, you have somebody in this fund with $500 scrapped together. You have the same vote because that person bought in for $500 and has one vote.
And the best part is even the management team and us, we are all middle class people. We are not big rich motherfuckers. We're not.
Don't get me wrong, I wish I was, but I'm not like that.
Well, we all wish we were, but we're not. We are all the same community, even, and you will be able to read about the background of the entire management, which is like five. It's like five people.
Five of us.
Five people are managing, and he's one of them, and all he does is outreach. So basically, four people.
There are four other people who are far more qualified than me.
It's just four people that, and one of them is a lawyer. So the lawyer will deal with the bullshit from the other funds that try to fuck with us because they don't like that we're fucking with them. So besides the lawyer and him, there are three people, and you'll be able to know.
And their job is to make you money.
Yeah, but you'll be able to know about them, and it just. I think that what makes this so attractive is not just fucking the man, not just doing good people, but the transparency behind everything. You don't have to question. We're literally holding a live right now to answer questions. And we don't have a script, we don't have a teleprompt. Like we're just literally just answering questions.
It didn't show up. And we ordered on Amazon Prime, but it didn't show up.
We're just being real, and it's the reality of this is that it's real middle class people doing real good for middle class people.
And just so you guys know, let me answer some questions here. You said, how often will voting occur? So voting will occur before we invest in anything. Voting will occur to start every 6 months when we have profit of what to do with the profit. And then you said, I want to see an interview on MSNBC. Here's the beauty. Think about an interview on MSNBC, right? Think about a politician being against this. Think about a politician coming on and saying, what I'm against is middle-class people uniting to take their profits and do good with it. Let me talk to that politician because I will shred that motherfucker. And so my question is, how would the fund stay funded if a huge percentage of funds is being used as nonprofit? But see, that's the thing, Blue Lotus. The fund is not being used as a nonprofit. The profit from the fund is being used. The original capital stays put. That's the thing you have to understand is, say we start out with 40,000 people. We have a $20 million investment opportunity, right? Say we invest 10 million of it, right? And say we make market normal 5%. Now that gives us that money that we made in profit. That's what we spend, right? So that's the beauty of it, is the original capital will always be there, and we will always allow people to join. So we will grow in that way by people putting in $500, something that we're going to spend on coffee anyway. None of us are lawyers. Joe didn't take the bar. I got you. I'm with you on that. So some investments are time sensitive. Any idea of how that will be handled? Don't to miss out on an opportunity. Ricky's mama, I will tell you right now, we are going to miss out on some opportunities. We're going to capitalize on some. That's the reality of Wall Street. Right? We're going to get some, we're going to miss some. That's the way it's going to work. There's going to be some new startup that we didn't invest in that's going to make $1 billion. There's going to be a small startup that we did invest in that made $1 million, right? That's the way Wall Street works. I wish I could tell you that we will have a fund who capitalizes on every successful thing. If you find a fund that does that, give them all your money.
Okay. Then
for the love of God, give them all your money.
Then we're going to have to find a lawyer. But
no,
that'll come later.
No. Here's the thing. You hire lawyers when you need lawyers.
That'll come later.
No. When it comes to lawyers, you hire lawyers when you need lawyers.
I thought you said there was a lawyer in my bed.
No. There are lawyers involved, but hire lawyers when you need lawyers, right? That's the thing. And here's the thing. We will need lawyers because when we continue to grow, Wall Street is going to have
Probably gonna need lawyers.
Wall Street is going to have a problem with this. Like and you know what? When they have a problem with it, that's when we know we're doing something. When Wall Street is upset about what we're doing, that's when we know we're doing something. And I look forward to those challenges. I look forward to Wall Street having a problem with the middle class having a voice, because I'm a loud motherfucker and we're going to be even louder. Yes, like Jeremy said, you'll get a contract. It'll be mid-April. It'll be everybody will get, like, here's the thing. You'll be able to see everything before you invest. We have a list of organizations or projects you want to fund. Every time we do a payout to do something with the profit, we will have set organizations that we can vote amongst to support, set things we want to do with the money to support. But honestly, we could create our own organizations to do it, right? But we will have a set thing that everybody will vote from, and that's the beautiful thing. Bumper sticker of one of our lawyers. My lawyer will beat your lawyer up. I love it, Ricky's mama. Mm-hmm. Dale, yes, it will be. We're working with a lawyer that specializes in SEC regulations. Let me just tell you, if y'all want to lose your fucking minds for a second, just Google SEC regulations. And then try to get through it without either falling asleep or blowing your brains out.
Or killing yourself.
But I will tell you that Jeremy, Joe, the other guys in this, they've done that. Which is, because I ain't doing it. Thank God for Jeremy and Joe.
So thankful that there's a group of people that saw his TikTok and they were like, 100%, absolutely, let's do this. And then they just met and they just talked about it, and then the people that have the brains, no offense, not that you don't have the brains for it, bro, neither do I. Okay, stop. The people that have the brains and the patience, anyways, they have done so much work.
No, here's the thing. Like, guys, like, look, I have ideas, but I need other people to execute them. And I'll tell you, none of this would have got where they were without Jeremy and Joe. Like, they have driven this to where it is. But they are doing the work to make it happen. You know, and that's the wonderful part, is that, like, and he said, how do I get on boarding group A for this rocket ship? I love it, Roy. Thank you so much.
Ooh, do I need to add another name to the tentative maybe will matter, maybe
so you'll get 20 mil from the 40K invest in different stocks and use the ROI to fund set ideas like scholarship in schools, for example. Exactly, Blue. Blue, you're 100% right.
Roy.
SEC rules are more like guidelines. No, Leanne, they are laws. They are laws, and thinking like that is why I have people like Jeremy and Joe around. Because if they were just like guidelines, I would have done this shit. Well, let me.
Dale.
Yes, she definitely shat upon me.
Shat upon you.
She was like, "Hey, by the way,
make haste with the ceasing of your lips."
The way she said it was basically, "Look, I know you're dumb, but other people are smarter, and you're working with them, and that's great. It's not hard.
They're smarter about this."
Yes.
Joe is literally the smartest person I've ever met. Like the most adult. That's
because I don't let her meet Jeremy and Joe.
Anyways, but there are people that have more expertise in certain fields.
Ashley said,
"God damn it, Ashley! I'm crossing your name off the list, Ashley. I'm crossing your name off.
You just lost your name on the list, Ashley. I'm so sorry." I love the concept, but as far as money in Wall Street goes, it'll still be a very small fish in the pond. Robert, here's the thing. You're right. To start, the 40,000 people will be a small fish. That's 20 million. It's not a big deal, right? But here's what I want you to think about. As I've said before, 385 million Americans. More than 200 million of them are middle-class workers. Let's just say, what's reasonable, right? Let's say 10% of them buy into this. What is 10 million times $500? What is that? 10 million times 500.
What? 500.
That's
500.
no, no.
50,000 million.
You're like Dr. Evil right now. Jesus.
100 million.
That's
billion
$5 billion. What do you think a fund worth $5 billion could do on Wall Street if the goal of that fund was to help the middle class? And here's the crazy part about it. Fund worth $5 billion directed at the middle class. It's the only 50 billion. I'm sorry, 50 billion. It's 5 billion. It's not 50 billion. It's 5 billion, right? Am I wrong here?
You're wrong. You're wrong. I wasn't gonna say anything, but you're definitely wrong.
10 million people.
10 million times what?
Wait, y'all making me question my math now.
I'm almost positive you're wrong, but I wasn't gonna say anything.
Times 500. 5 billion. It's 5 billion. Y'all fucking cracking me up.
Whatever.
So here's the thing. It's not about the fact that 5 billion is not a huge fund on Wall Street. It's about the fact that right now, how many billions of dollars are working for you? How many billions of dollars are working for the middle class right now? 0. But the difference is that then you would have 5 billion directed at you. And I'm sorry, if you don't see the change in that for you putting in $500, I can't help you. No, you're good, Jeremy. I get it. You're good. You were thinking 50 million. I got you.
I was thinking of 500 million billion trillion dollars.
She was trying to do a Dr. Evil mouth.
Not until you mentioned that. But yeah, kind of.
I got you. Austin Powers will defeat you. It's fine. The gentleman spy. Look, if he fixes his teeth, it's good. Contact info. We will have everything out soon. He did fix his teeth later because I got tired of doing his teeth in the movie. It'll be out soon. All right, so we got about 14 minutes left. And then that's it for the night. So if you guys have more questions, please put them out. We'd love to hear it.
And if you want your name on the tentative maybe it matters, maybe it doesn't matter list that I'm writing down to be one of the first people, we've got... Shit. We've got like 10 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, more than that. 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 8. We've got about 18 people.
That is still small. Robert, how much of your money is working on Wall Street for the benefit of the middle class right now?
Are you going to get one of those hairless cats? They scare me. No, like Mr. Bigglesworth?
We will never get a cat.
Honestly, if I got a cat, it would be
We're not
it
getting
would
a cat.
be hairless.
We're not getting a cat.
It would be hairless, and it would just be called Mr. Biggs.
Richard wants on the list. Richard Bonilla.
Richard! And you know what? I'm actually gonna try to do something to make this list matter, so...
She's gonna bug me the shit. She's gonna bug the shit out of me with this list.
I'm gonna, like, fucking sit here and be like, yo, this person has preference.
Movements have been started with less than 18 people. Exactly, Michael.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. We're going to start with 40,000, 20 million on Wall Street.
Yeah, it's just the 40,000 because that's going to allow
David said the ones in cursives are the ones that matter. If you need $500 out, you will be able to get back. Yeah, you can leave anytime you want, Ricky's mama.
David's the first cursive
If you want your $500 back, bounce. You're good.
David, I'm going to give you an underline just because you're still here. Actually, I'm going to box your whole name, David. David is the #1 person that gets to...
Thank you, Manuel. I appreciate that.
Maybe he
Wait,
may...
DP said I'd be. DP, we need more than DP.
He may or may not be the number one person on the tentative list that may or may not matter for being the very
Like, I
first
can't
person.
wait to go to court and be like, yo, she had a list. I cannot wait to explain to a judge. She had a list, bro.
What's your name, DP?
I look
don't
forward
know
to
how
the TikTok letting us know things are up and running. We may be small right now, but I have faith with absolutely, Ashley. You are amazing.
Michael gets them in their line.
I love the concept. Look forward to investing. I just don't get over your skis on what brings this to the table.
Michael.
Look, I'll be honest with you,
Manuel?
Robert. Here's the beauty.
It's Manuel.
Robert.
Manuel Lettuce. Manuel Lettuce also gets a what?
So, Robert, the beauty is that I have 4 other grounded individuals who keep me in check. Like, I am the voice box. And I look forward to being on media, social media, news media, promoting this. But I have 4 other people's keeping me in check. I'm always going to be the loudest about this. That's what I do. I am a loud individual who promotes what he believes in, and I believe in this.
Michael,
will you be able to send up from Europe? No. I'm sorry, Ridawi. I'm sorry, but this will be an American and possibly Canadian only thing.
All right, Kaysen, Michael Blandon, and Mr. Dave are also.
I love trying to explain to a judge. She made a box about his name.
They're also boxed. Mr. Dave, we're first.
Landon said, "Add me to the list."
Oh, I don't see it. Landon, get on the G. Number 19.
She loves
Landon.
She loves lists.
Landon, where'd he go? Okay. Hey Manuel, is it like on purpose that your last name means lettuce? I've been wondering.
No, Ridawi,
Ridawi,
thank you. But like, this is, and here's the thing, Ridawi, there's no reason you can't do something like this in Europe. Like, there's no reason you can't do this there. Push this same idea and do the same thing there. Like, if you believe in the middle class in your country, do the same thing there. Like, I got your back. When you create it, I will talk shit on your behalf. I got your back. I want you to do this. I want every country with a stock market, every country with an exchange, to have the middle class have an opportunity to dominate that market. I've offended your wife. No, Leanne, you didn't offend anyone.
What happened?
Square off, Leanne. She's in this too.
I don't think I wrote her name. She didn't ask me to write
her name. Is Leanne Cox. Write her down. Oh. And we're adding her. We're adding Leanne.
Okay, damn.
And we're boxing her. Rebecca said I have 3 lists going right now myself.
Bro, for real. If you could see the notes app on my phone, it is fucking ridiculous.
It looks like a Psycho Killer's manifesto.
Leanne, I didn't mean to make you feel like you offended me. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about, actually. But, yes.
She's not my wife yet. She's my fiance.
Basically, he calls me his wife.
She is. I call her my wife because we're getting married. Absolutely, without a doubt. And I will tell you all that none of this would have happened without her support.
Jamie,
because I feel comfortable being able to talk about what's interesting to me because of her support. Because she has my back on the things I think about. She supports so many of my harebrained ideas, and she had my back on this one.
I got you, Jamie.
But I can tell you that had she not been there to have support on this idea, I never would have recorded that TikTok. So she gets 50% on this of what the idea was.
But I am fully invested on making the section of the website that is going to detail what the good things that we've been doing. Like, I'm fully invested on being a massive part of making sure that y'all see and y'all are able to know all the details and all the wonderful, beautiful things that we're doing with your $500, like building schools, building parks, just making sure single moms and single dads have supplies, just people that their car broke down, they're working two jobs and now they can't get to their car, they're gonna have a car, just and people that are victims of natural disasters, just veterans that are disabled, just all the shit. I'm fully invested in making sure y'all know exactly what is happening and all the beauty, the the just all the lovely things that are becoming of this. I'm so devoted and so excited and so dedicated to making sure that that is publicized to the fullest extent so that everybody that is a part of this can know exactly, and they can just feel the emotion. I want y'all to be able to feel the emotions that the people that we're helping are feeling. I want y'all to just have a first-hand view of the life-changing, the significance of what your part in this is doing.
By the way,
So,
please square in Jamie Chapman, been here the whole time.
Jamie, oh, I already did.
And Ashley said, behind every great man is an even better woman. I agree.
I like whoever
Robert
said.
Levette said, "As if you haven't added my name to the list yet, add it. I plan on being on the ground floor." It's bourbon, JJ.
Where? Who?
Robert Levette.
Yes.
Green. How do I get my content info? Would be make sure you're subscribed here, and then follow me on TikTok. You'll get all the videos. How do I get you my content info? Would be super upset if I miss out. Just subscribe here. Follow on TikTok. You'll see all the videos. My wife and I dated for 10 years before we decided not, but you found the one.
Oh, if you need someone to make kid-friendly content, I mean, yes, like we're and somebody had the idea earlier to make some kind of like some kind of section on the website for people that want to be employed and want to be a part of this. We will have that. We are going to need a lot of help, and it would just be easier for legality purposes to pay you for it. So right. So
Well, you got to pay everyone.
if you want to just
All right, so
not be picky about the amount or whatever, I don't know. Just
So I want to tell everyone, thank you all so much for joining us on this Q&A. Thank you guys for joining us. We're so happy to have you here.
I got a lot of ideas, a lot of names.
This will not be the last Q&A. We will do multiple of these. Thank you, Jeremy, for joining us. Thank you for answering a lot of the technical questions that I was not equipped to answer. I appreciate that. Please, I will tell you, we are looking at launching in the middle of April. And I can tell you that this will not be the last Q&A we have. This will not be the last time we talk about this.
No, we're gonna keep doing them.
And I can tell you that this will be the focus of everything I do, because this is something that I think that I cannot wait to tell my children and grandchildren about. And I hope you all feel the same way. I hope you all look at this as something that will change the way things are done here. They will change the way the market works in America. They will change the way that people look at the middle class. We will finally have a voice and power in a place we've never had a say. And I cannot wait to be a part of that. And thank you all for joining. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming and asking questions.
I cannot wait to keep talking to you about this. I cannot wait for it to happen.
We're so excited. It's all we can think about. Seriously. It really is.
And I hope you look at it the same way, because this is important to us. And I hope it's important to everyone. But everyone have an amazing night. And I wish you all the best. And she's giving you the octopus goodbye. I don't know what that is. But
this is from the Little Rascals.
All right, we'll do that. All right. So everyone have a great night. Love you all. Thank you for joining us.